Hello and welcome back. Welcome if you're new. We're gonna do some errands today and I thought I'd bring you along with me. First though, it's almost 10 o'clock already and I'm just gonna eat some oatmeal. Ooh, it's boiling, it's ready to roll. I made some steel cut oats in the Instant Pot earlier in the week and then I just put it in to warm up. I put it in the fridge. Now we're gonna warm it up. So I'm gonna eat that with some berries, get some good fiber, and then I'll probably put a little bit of protein powder in it too to get a little bit of extra protein in there. We have a doctor's appointment today, and then we also have, I'm hoping to maybe get some groceries done, but we'll see depending how the doctors and the attitudes go. As of right now, like I said, it's almost 10 and we've already knocked out, I think, my youngest has finished his math. My oldest has gotten some of his stuff done. He's about to tackle the dishes before we leave so we can have one less thing when we come back. And then my daughter's just about wrapping up her math too. So I think we're gonna have minimal schedule today, meaning minimal curriculum, because we have errands to run. So let's get to it. So far we actually have gone over to the doctor's office. We finished that, did all our follow-ups and things, made all the appointments, and of course it's always one of those things where you're like, get it done and then wait some more. So that's where we're at, in the kind of limbo there. And then we were so hungry, we went out to eat, so we totally splurged, but it's just turning into one of those days, I think, where we're just yeah, thankfully we were able to do that. So now, are we going to Costco or... Okay, I don't think anybody really wants to go to Costco, but we need to get some groceries. So apparently bribing them with lunch was not enough. We're gonna go anyway, so let's go to Costco and then I think we'll head on home. This may not have been the best idea. It's like the whole world is at Costco as usual, and we haven't been for a little over a month, and I don't have a list. I don't know. Let's see what kind of shenanigans we get into here. We're back. This turned out to be a very expensive day. We went to Costco and it was a little over $400. I'll put the price up for you, but it was over $400. And then I stopped at Walmart because I needed to get some tea we just needed it. Anyways, let me do a mini haul, part of a haul, because some of it we already put away in the freezer outside. What we put in the freezer outside is dino nuggets. They have these Don Lee's chicken patties. They're like hamburger patties, but they're chicken. They were on sale, so I got one of those. My hope is to get back on better with my fiber, my protein, my macros type stuff, but every day we go into this and every day life happens and then it just gets away from me, but that's okay. A lot of grace for myself these days. So what else do we put in there? I'm not sure. Hopefully it'll come to me as we go along. So you can already see behind me there's some stuff here. We got fig bars, protein bars, collagen. We have 2 of these barbecue sauce. I think one is on the table. We bought 2 because we really like this one and it was on sale. So we bought 2 of them, and they don't always have it in. So uncured turkey bacon, sausage. I like to buy this 3-pound one because this is also uncured. And then what I do is I cook it all at one time, and then I will try to separate it out into like 3s, into After I cook it, I separate it into thirds. There's the word. And then I put it in the freezer like that. So we have cooked sausage, and we've been putting it in our pasta and loving it. Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, mini cucumbers. The kids and I have been snacking on these and loving it. They had eggs in right now, so I went ahead and grabbed some eggs from there. Celery. I also got some sparkling water, pork chops. They have like really thick pork chops, so I got this. What I'll do, I think this is like almost 7 pounds, so I'll just cut it in half and freeze them into 2 different bags so we can have 2 pork chop meals ready to roll. This is ground turkey in here, just our 4-pack, so I'm going to cut these up. They come in these, like they're all connected, so cut this up and then I put it in the freezer like that so I can just grab one. Each one of these though is more than 1 pound. Each one, I think, says 1.7 pounds. So we were doing 2 pounds of protein per meal. That would feed my family. And then as things just kept rising and rising and rising, we had to cut down to, I try to go down to 1 pound. Sometimes that's really hard to stretch like that. So this I find is pretty good. So I'm thinking too, maybe what I'll do is save 1 pouch and make some turkey meatballs. But, oh, that was another thing we put in the freezer out there, meatballs. So one of these, which is a 4-pack of them. Here's that other barbecue sauce, coconut water. My kids like it when we do detox baths, and we usually give them coconut water afterwards to make sure their electrolytes are getting in and stuff. And these are the smaller containers. Everything was kind of an impulse because we went in without a list. King's Hawaiian bread, the twin pack. I think I'm gonna put these in the freezer and then we'll save them for like an after church meal one day where you put the ham and cheese inside, cook it up. Flour tortillas, tortilla chips. We got, 2 of them. Back there are some cuties or tangerines, clementines, whatever you want to call them. This is peanut butter. We've been going through that like crazy. This I was excited to see. They had chips that were in avocado oil, and this is the classic sea salt. They say they're non-GMO, and the only ingredients are potatoes, avocado oil, and sea salt. So I was excited to see those there. I think I showed some clips of some of the other chips that were there. They had another in this brand, and then we also got veggie sticks, mini Greek yogurts, the flavored ones. My kids like that. A thing of bananas. They were all green there. They only had green ones, which is fine for us because take a day or 2 and they'll start to ripen right away. This sourdough bread, it comes in a 2-pack, but I put 1 in the freezer and then we left 1 out. It's really tasty, and then I think like the carbs on here aren't too bad if you're looking at macros. Apples for the kids to snack on, garlic powder, we're almost completely out. And I think that might be it for Costco, unless I'm forgetting stuff that was in the... We also got toilet paper and a mat. I bet you, yep, I was like, I bet you they already put it down on the floor. And then from Walmart, I only grabbed 3 things. The chamomile tea, like I said, and then green tea. This one is matcha green with turmeric, and it actually has green tea, dandelion root, chamomile, nettle, turmeric, fennel, matcha green tea, cracked pepper, natural cayenne pepper flavor, and other natural flavors. So who knows what the other natural flavors are, but all those other teas and stuff sound good. It does have like a really peppery taste with the turmeric and the black pepper, but my husband really likes it, and he's been drinking it. It's because it's been so chilly, so he's almost done. I bought him another box since I was in there, and then he's got a thing for black pepper apparently, because I bought these by mistake one time thinking they were the plain Triscuits, but they were the cracked pepper, and I did not like them, but he loved them. So I bought him another another box of the Triscuits. And now I have like a buttload of stuff to put away, and I'm tired, and my back is not feeling it, but let's get the groceries put away anyways, because we don't want to leave this out, and figure out what we're doing for dinner. go shopping, but it next to never happens. So I am out of freezer gallon bag. I knew I was running low. When I ran into Costco, I was gonna go down the aisle and I thought, nah, we'll just wait and I'll get them from like Walmart. And then I went into Walmart and I didn't grab them. So, I don't know. I think I was just tired and, you know, I just thought I had to grab those two. Well, the one thing was tea that I needed to grab, but I ended up getting extra tea and then something else. But this is the part that is like frustrating, where I used to have a list. I used to have meal plans. I used to be like, and this life, we cannot seem to catch our breath and catch up. So that's gonna have to happen, but didn't happen today, and that's okay. I do have some quart-sized bags. We'll just use a couple more. And maybe make a couple small ones. These are super thick, so I'm just kind of butterflying them, cutting them in half here, because one, they should defrost faster that way, but also maybe they'll stretch a little further that way. Usually when I make these pork chops, I will either do it in the Instant Pot or in the slow cooker. Those are my two favorite ways to cook them. And this, is it actually, these are, yeah, pork loin, top loin chops. I was thinking, I was calling them pork chops, and maybe that's not even what they are, but that's what it says in the Longabout way. So they're boneless, and then that way, if I put it in the slow cooker for the day, they kind of just fall apart, and it's fantastic. Dinner time, and I'm tired. Also, I don't know what I did to my foot, but it's hurting. I'm falling apart here. My back, my foot, it's all a mess. In the fridge, we had, over the weekend, we bought these pre-made cinnamon rolls, and we thought we were gonna use them, and then we didn't, and they've been sitting in the fridge, so I wanna use those up. So I'm thinking tonight what we're gonna do is make breakfast for dinner. That Costco run, I kept one bacon pack out, so we'll make bacon and cinnamon rolls and eggs, and maybe that's probably as far as I'm gonna get. I was gonna say the sausage, but I'm tired. We're not gonna do that. So these say to set up 1 hour prior to baking until they double in size. I don't have an hour until it's time to get to cooking, so we're gonna put them in anyways. Preheat to 370, bake 10 to 12 minutes, and then let rest before applying icing. Comes with this giant pack of icing. I actually am one of those weirdos. I don't like a lot of icing on my cinnamon rolls. In fact, I'll probably have them by themselves. So being in the fridge, I think they already kind of got poofier. Let's make dinner. Dinner is done. I put some spinach in our eggs because we needed a veg. Turkey bacon, and then a cinnamon roll, and that's gonna do it for tonight, and then a paper plate because Mom is tired.